Welcome, everybody that is listening to the Heaven Project. We're so happy that you're here. And in today's episode, we have Ben Kon. Honestly, this is one of my favorite conversations that we have ever had. He truly is somebody that will inspire you with his story, with the human that he is today, with his faith and his ability to follow God in hard circumstances. He's going to dive in on details about the movie that just came out about him. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. It's called Standout. It's an amazing film. It discusses his entire life journey. And today in the episode, we go in depth, kind of the behind the scenes belief systems that he uses in his life to overcome all the challenges that he's been through. And he walks us through how you guys can do that in your own life. He also walks us through moments where he's had to follow God and where he's seen God guide his life in a very significant, meaningful way. So if you're somebody who struggles to believe in yourself, or you care a lot about what other people think, or you're constantly jealous of the people around you and you almost want a different life, Ben felt all of that and he overcame it. And today he is so confident and happy with the person that he is. And by fully accepting the person that he has truly been somebody that stands out, and he's lived an extraordinary life in more ways than one. So if that's you, if you want to get better at that, and I think we all do, listen to this episode and there'll be something that you can take away. With that, we'll get into the episode. Thanks for being with us, though.
Yeah.
We really are excited and happy you're here. You made the time, week of the movie.
Yeah, guys, he's literally releasing a movie.
Yeah. And so it comes out Friday.
Yeah, it shows up Friday in theaters. It's crazy. We're getting to more and more theaters around the country. It's nuts. Like just today we got in, like I was telling you, like 40 more theaters around the country.
So amazing.
Yeah.
Regal called us up. They're like, we're in. Let's go.
That's so
Megaplex is supposedly coming on board here in the next couple of days. Cinemark's been gangbusters. It's been nuts.
Yeah.
4 years of work in a lifetime.
4 years.
In a lifetime of putting this together to make it happen this weekend.
So cool.
And if everything goes according to plan, like what do you want this movie to do for people? What do you want it to do for the world?
I want it to break belief barriers for people and who they think they are and what they think they can achieve. I don't think people call their shot enough.
Yeah.
I think people like to live in secret because it protects them from failure.
Totally.
And so, man, we've had so many cool things. We've had people show up and just leave with like some of the coolest stuff being said. Just last night I was at a screening and there's a therapist that came up to me. She was a mom of an athlete.
Yeah.
And this team rented out this theater. And she came up to me and she's tears in her eyes. She's like, "You don't know who I am, but I'm a certified clinical therapist." I'm like, "Okay." She said, "Everything you said in your movie is what I get paid to do."
Wow.
And I'm like,
That's cool.
I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, we're the next freaking AI. Let's go, baby.
That's good.
Taking jobs one therapist at a time. It was a special moment, man, because that was rad. Todd Peterson, the owner of Vivint, just a legendary dude, shows up at a red carpet event.
No way.
And his wife's just crying
Really?
after, and he says, "My wife says that's the best film she's ever seen."
Wow.
And he says, "We've seen everything."
Wow.
And that was like, jeez.
Well, it got
Holy
100% on Rotten Tomatoes, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's amazing.
We're an independent film.
Yeah.
We're like a little dinky film. Now, let me give respect to the producers. I mean, Tanner Christensen, he's the son of the legendary TC, who's done 17 Miracles, Escape from Germany. I mean, he's done
A lot of the major church films, right?
yeah, tons of rad films.
Yeah.
And then Tanner, the first time he's ever put on this film, ever, meaning directed a film, 'cause he's always been with his dad, who's been the director. Which, what a great person to learn from, right?
Totally.
gets his dad to do this, and then gets his buddy Jared Hess, who did Napoleon Dynamite, Nacho Libre,
Shush.
Minecraft,
Wow.
and like Jared's in the other side of the world right now doing Minecraft too.
Oh, no way.
Really?
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say that. Sorry, Jared. And it's just like we just got legends in our corner, man. And I'm
Yeah.
just a little Cruzon kid in the corner, Cruzon syndrome kid saying, "Man, do we have a story here?" And
Yeah.
for Tanner and these guys to come up and say, "We got a freaking story." So what we're trying to do is not to put a movie out there. We're trying to put a movement,
Cool.
and it becomes a movement not by algorithms or billboards, which we got plenty of both of those. It because people show up, like Todd.
Totally.
Dude, Todd Peterson just booked the theater in a couple weeks. He's going to invite like tons of people he knows. And when people feel a movie
Yeah.
and they feel it move them, then it becomes the movement. Like tonight, I'm wearing my shout out Bucked Up.
There we go. Come on.
Bucked Up has a private screening tonight, and the Gardeners are just great humans. And
Yeah.
they see power, and they're putting it out there. And man, it's just humbling.
Yeah.
You know, we live in a chaotic world, and sometimes you feel like you're just trying to stay above water and breathe. It's heavy enough just to breathe sometimes in this world.
Yeah.
But when something inspires you, like I got another message today from my cousin who helped sell out a theater tonight. I can't be there because I'm going to be at the Bucked Up one, but they just sold out a theater with 320 seats. He said, "Dude, we should have had 500 seats. We have to refund people's money." He said, "Because this is why." I got a message from my buddy who lives in Ogden
Yeah.
2 days ago, Ben. And he messaged me. He said, "Brady, you got to see this film. I've been battling depression since my mom died. And this movie changed my life." And he's like, "Well, what's the film?" He's like, "Standout." He's like, "Bro, that's my cousin." And he's like, "No way." And so, like, dude, when you get asked to do a film about your life, immediately you feel the two biggest fears of mankind: fear of not being enough and fear of failure.
Totally.
And if you don't, you ain't alive.
Yeah.
Right? Or you're a
100%.
robot and
You ain't
you're not
human.
human.
Yeah.
Right? And you don't have tear ducts in your body.
Yeah.
You don't feel pain. That's not me. I'm very much human. And so I'm like, holy cow. Like, who's going to occupy the seats? Who's going to show up?
Totally. Like, what if
The
nobody
freak.
shows up?
And it's a film about me.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not take that personal? Right?
Totally.
People are
Sure.
like, "No, don't take it personal." It's like, yeah, right.
Yeah. If nobody shows up, it feels like nobody cares about you.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it makes me think about other people like Jesus. But dude, Jesus stepped up. Heavenly Father said, "Here's the plan." He's like, "I'll be that guy."
Yeah.
How do you not take that personal if people don't like? And he was a perfect example. I ain't anywhere near that.
Yeah. Totally.
But yet he was the perfect example, and yet he still had people like kill him.
Yeah.
He was a perfect example, and yet he still had people say, "You freaking schmuck.
Yeah.
You this or that. You con artist. You liar. You're a son of the devil. Who do you think you are?" Because they didn't have their belief system,
Yeah.
which maybe was tradition, right? We read that, which is hard to break off of. And so, like, in life, I think we put our light behind a bushel, as they talk biblically, because it's freaking scary.
Totally.
It's hard to put yourself out there. Why?
Totally.
Because maybe half the people won't like what you say anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
yet
so
we
true.
think we want to be like Jesus. And so we're like, "I want everyone to like me." I say
Yeah.
that because I've done that. I'm
Yeah.
like, I want everyone to like me.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to walk a certain way. I'm not going to talk back to certain people who really are not saying the right things. And I'm going to avoid this and I'm going to do that. And in that moment, it's like, we aren't being like Jesus.
Yeah. It's true.
Jesus was a renegade.
Yeah.
He
He's a rebel.
He was a rebel.
Yeah.
He was a rebel against all that was not right.
Yeah.
And so I made up a phrase called disobey average
Mm.
because I think too often we're told do good, do good, do good, obey, 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 where sometimes we get to disobey, we get to say no.
Yeah.
And in life, like what's been really hard for me is hearing, be a good boy, be this, be that. And so you chase after good. But then if you do too much good, you're just a good human. And
Yeah.
to me, like, talk about freaking boring. Why don't you be good? Why don't you jump in line and be good? I don't want to be good.
Yeah.
Good sucks, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think too often in life, we're just like, oh, good things coming up. Great. Yeah. Life's good.
Yeah.
What if we're not born to be good? What if we're not born to just like he's a good human? And what if you're born to like shatter some stuff? What
Yeah.
if you're born to break the mold, right? And so the
Totally.
film's about all that. The film's
Cool.
about breaking the mold, not fitting in, standing out. The film's about the people who are different and making a difference. And I'm not just talking people with facial differences. I'm talking people that are like, you want to shake up the world a little bit.
Yeah.
What's the recipe to do that? And we don't just talk about it, we show it in the film.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Cause so you were born with it's Cruzon? Is that how you say it?
Cruzon syndrome, like crouton,
Cruzon.
but with a
Okay.
Z.
Yeah, Cruzon.
Okay. And what is that? Like, explain that for anybody.
Yeah,
That
it's a
doesn't know what it
facial
is.
difference. So mostly the mid part of my face wouldn't grow at the same speed. So many times in my life, they would have to take like pieces of my hip and or like implants or something like that, and they'd have to put it in my face. They'd cut my head open from ear to ear, and the way that my head would be structured would not be normal, right?
Yeah.
And so, like in high school, I'd put a finger in my mouth, bite down, and not be able to touch a finger because I had such an underbite. It would affect the way I'd breathe, eat, look, and stuff like that. I had a trach in my throat. I had to function off of that for a while. They'd wire my mouth shut
Wow.
for weeks at a time just to try to hold the bones and the tissues and the ligaments and the muscles as they're pulling your face forward like an inch, let's say.
Yeah.
And then they have to hope that it doesn't pull back.
Yeah. So essentially, your skull wasn't formed right, and then everything else is still trying to grow in the right way, but it can't necessarily do that. So they have to do all these surgeries to.
Yeah, so basically the parts of my head and face doesn't grow at the same speed, so the surgeries would have to catch that up.
Yeah.
And if you want to talk worst case scenario, it's because like your brain has to grow.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you're talking like brain damage
Yeah.
if they don't do that.
Yeah.
So there's some massive consequences if you don't do it right.
And what's the cause during pregnancy? Do they know? Or is it just
Nothing.
like some genetic?
No, nothing. And it's not even genetics. It's just like,
Just random.
it's just totally random.
Really?
And yeah, it's totally rare, totally random. None of my other siblings, no other
Interesting.
like close relatives have Cruzon syndrome. So I'm one of 7 kids. All the other
Wow.
kids are just normal, you know.
Did that affect you when you were young? Like, why me? Like, why did this happen
Oh
to
yeah,
me?
yeah. In the film, you'll see a moment where I got just annihilated by an adult in the grocery store. An adult, not a kid. I got annihilated by kids all the time, right? Because they see what they say what they see, right? They're blunt, which is
Yeah.
there's a lot of beauty behind that with kids.
Yeah.
But I get annihilated. I go home and I have this moment. It's just like a poignant part of the film, and this
Yeah.
is how the film got named, Standout. And my mom broke in, and I had a razor blade in my hand, deciding if I would get rid of my face, which was the difference, then I thought life would be easier. Because I didn't feel like my prayers were being answered. Because I read in the good book that the faith the size of a mustard seed could move mountains.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, then surely it could change my faith. So I'd pray at night that when I woke up in the morning, that with my faith, and if I was good enough, then my face would be normal. So I'd run to the bathroom, look at my face, it would just be the same.
It's heartbreaking.
And that was hard for me.
Yeah.
It was hard for my faith. It was hard for my connection with God because I didn't think he was hearing me, right?
Yeah.
But man, just like Garth Brooks says, thanks God for unanswered prayers, right?
Mm.
Um, Cruzon syndrome's been like one of the biggest gifts for me in my life.
Yeah.
Sometimes our curses are our biggest gifts. But in that moment, my mom runs in before I decide to do anything crazy, and she just loved on me. And then she stood me up, and then she said, "You're born different because you get to make a difference. You, Ben, are born not to fit in, but stand out. So go freaking do it." And in that moment, like my I am statements started changing. My I am statements of who I could become and what I was meant to do just started. Like my belief standard was just shattered.
Yeah.
What I thought about what Cruzon syndrome was.
Yeah. All of
That
a sudden, there's
changed my
no
life.
limit.
There's no
to your
limit.
life. Yeah.
And you start to think like, wait a minute, Cruzon syndrome's like a gift. I have more empathy.
Yeah.
I have more understanding of like other people.
Totally.
I feel differently at a different level because I'm forced to feel
Yeah.
on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I could show you like comments made today on my social media and you just you choose to, dissect those or digest them.
Yeah.
It's a choice.
Yeah. Or let them motivate you to keep
Bingo.
standing out, keep being better,
Yeah.
And the medium you used to do that growing up and honestly still until now basically was wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Like you got into wrestling and then you were good at it. You had an opportunity to show that you can be different but still be amazing at something.
Yeah. I mean, when I got into wrestling, I sucked. I wasn't
Really?
good.
When did you start?
So
What
it
age?
wasn't just like a natural
Oh
thing.
no, dude, that's what people love seeing in the film. Because why, like for example, why is LeBron James seen in a different eye than Michael Jordan? I think this is my perspective, and I think a lot of people agree. LeBron James was bad to the bone from the beginning, bro. He was in the NBA out of high school. He
Yeah.
never even touched a college court ever.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan didn't make the high school team at
Yeah.
the beginning.
Yeah.
And he came on to be who he is today. He's been out of the game for decades, and he's still a legend. Now, there's a book called Good to Great, and it talks about levels of leadership. Vulnerability is one of the top levels of leadership. When I read that book, I'm like, what the frick? Why? Because people can connect
Yeah.
with someone who's vulnerable, with someone who's open, with someone they relate to. They relate to the Michael Jordans. Wait, hold on. Like, there's very few people like LeBron James.
Yeah.
A fraction of a
Who
fraction of a
just are
fraction.
always good.
That's a once in a maybe 100-year type human.
Yeah.
For me, when I started, I was not good. I got beat up.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful journey. We talked about the podcast. You guys are like, yeah, we didn't know what we're doing. That's freaking awesome. So guess what you do? You sit down, you put a mic in front of your face, you pop on the cameras, you're like, let's freaking
Let's
go.
figure it out. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And the mess is like, that's like the beautiful journey in
Yeah.
the mess of it all. Because once you dial it in, you sometimes lose feeling
Yeah.
because you're so good. You show up, the platform, you're like, all right. But yeah, we changed a lot in the journey. Wrestling became something that changed my life, though, because I could control it. I could control the input. I can control all that type of stuff. Cruzon syndrome, I couldn't control.
Totally. Yeah.
So you started at what age getting into wrestling?
Young, elementary, yeah.
Okay. And then worked your way up to college wrestling, and then you decided to go with UVU, right?
Yeah, God told me to go to UVU. I didn't decide UVU.
Really?
Yeah.
So what
That's
was that?
funny. I just make sure that's clear. UVU, I gave away half of my eligibility to go there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Because you served a mission, right?
yeah, I served a mission. I came back, and I had went to Oklahoma. We took third in the country. I mean, they're freaking good. The Sooners, they have a lot of money there. It was different. Huge wrestling room, phenomenal weights. The football team took nationals. I mean, you can imagine. We'd show up, supplements would all be out. Like, it was crazy. And then God told me to go to Utah Valley. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I give away half my eligibility out the door. I was one of the best in the country. And there is no wrestling room. Like, it was worse than junior high. Like, we had to haul, we're college men. We had to haul out mats in and out. We're Division I. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I wanted to go to Boise State because it was closer to home. They were top 10 in the country. They were recruiting me for a lot of money. And God told me, nope, go to Utah Valley. So I did. Luckily, I was in the right frame of mind that I would actually listen to it.
Yeah.
I did. Wouldn't it be interesting to know that Boise State dropped their wrestling program?
Really?
Wouldn't it be interesting to know that I met my wife at Utah Valley? Isn't it interesting that I live here and now I'm super involved with a program that still exists and is thriving?
Yeah.
And God, like, is so generous.
Yeah.
When we think he's crazy, he is, like, radical, cool, crazy,
Yeah.
right? There's levels to this game, and he's at a different level.
I feel like I've seen lots of examples of that in your life, because I saw another like little post or section of the movie where you talk about like the 3X SC,
Yeah.
like 3-time state champion. It's kind of that same principle of like, I don't know if this is going to happen, but I'm going to do everything I can control to make it happen. And you almost manifested it, right? Like, didn't you put that patch on your Letterman's jacket before ever winning any state championships?
After I won my first one.
Okay.
But I didn't have a Letterman's jacket before that. It would have gone on there before. Dude, if I would have had a tattoo, it would have been 3XSC.
Yeah.
Probably right here.
Yeah. You're writing it down everywhere.
Bro, I've studied, so I speak around the country about this.
Yeah.
I've studied some of the best, most successful people in the world.
Yeah.
Back to Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
When he called his shot. Back to Roger Bannister, who broke the 4-minute mile. And all of them come down to 3 things. And if people do these 3 things, simple 3 steps, not easy, but 3 simple steps, they will achieve 95% of their goals.
Wow.
That's psycho.
Yeah.
You're an absolute world changer if you are like accomplishing half of your goals. That's like baseball. If you're like 30%, you're like an all-star.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
At bat. And the 3 things are call your shot. Like, put it out there, make it clear, and make it something that you can absolutely target. People don't do that. They dream in quiet because then they're held accountable, and that's the second thing. Get people to hold you accountable. I call them shot callers. Get people in your corner that help you call your shot. Not the ones on the sideline being like, oh, yeah, Ben, go get it. You're good. Go get it. But the ones, and they're eating popcorn and like, all right, we'll watch TV over here and do nothing. But the people that are actually in your corner, and though they may not be like, you may call your shot of like running a marathon, though they may not be the one that can run the marathon, you better believe they're there running one of the miles with you. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Totally. Those people in our life, we can think of like a few people right now. Who are those people? Yeah, that's a person.
Totally.
Or there are some people too in our lives that are just like, yeah, go do it. And then don't. Jump in, like our shot callers. And then lastly, you have to have a time limit. You and I both know the person who says, I'm going to run a marathon, and they've said that for the last 13 years. And for the next 13 years, they'll say the same thing because they never buy the ticket. They never sign up for the race, and they don't tell anybody. I call it a shot clock. Call your shot. Get shot callers in your corner and put an expiration date on it, a shot clock. In basketball, you have to release the ball in 24 seconds. Otherwise, it's the other person's ball. When people follow those guidelines, they're shattering records and belief systems. I've seen it time and time and time again with businesses and people that I've invited to do that. People don't do that enough.
Yeah. How do you think people could apply that principle with their relationship with God and with God like guiding their life. Kind of like God, you were praying, wanting to figure out what college to go to.
Yeah, 100%.
He told you UVU. I'm a firm believer that like we need to expect miracles.
Yeah.
If we pray for something, we should live like that thing is going to happen.
Mm.
How do you think people can apply that principle with God?
Yeah, well, I'll just answer that by telling you what I did for UVU.
Love it.
I think we call our shot by writing it down, and we say, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Like, we have to make a decision. Let's make it very firm. Let's study it out in our mind and find out where we're going to go, make a decision, start going that way. And God will direct us.
Yeah.
Now, once he directs us, are we willing to make a move on what he says? On paper, I did Boise State and Utah Valley. On paper, facts from what I knew. That's the difference.
Yeah.
From what I knew, Boise State outweighed Utah Valley 9 out of 10 times. 9.999 out of 10 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then God told me, nope, you're going to Utah Valley.
Yeah.
Now, do you have the guts and the gumption and the willingness to follow that when God says to? I never knew Boise would drop their program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never knew that I wouldn't have found the wife I found, right?
Yeah.
I never knew I'd be so involved with where Utah Valley is. I never knew. Like, but you take the step anyway. It's just like Indiana Jones when he's going to go get the goblet, right? And he has to cross this like huge like canyon.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
nothing to step over. But he knew that what he was doing was bigger than him. He takes the footstep of faith. Boom. He hits solid ground. He continues to walk, finds the goblet, whatever, right?
Yeah.
We just have to take that. We have to call our shot, tell God, yo, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And sometimes we think we're like way too important. Like we think that our life is going to like change God's plans sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes we just have to realize that we're not that important. Sometimes
Yeah.
God's going to be like, you think you, like little human, is going to get in the way of like my salvation of mankind? It's
Yeah.
not. So sometimes we make a decision. We're like, oh, I don't have an answer yet. We'll just go down what you think is the best.
Yeah.
And then he'll move us or he'll allow us to fail. I'll give you an example right now. In the last couple of years, I've had so many things fail in one area of what I do for a living. I'm like, what the freak?
Yeah.
Like, this has worked for a long time,
Yeah.
actually. And I've done really well in this area for a long time. And for the last 3 years, it's been like, this sucks.
Yeah.
And I think I'm getting smarter, right?
Yeah,
And I'm like,
hopefully.
that can't be the case. My track record's good. But God's been like moving me. I just wish he'd do it a different way. But he's been moving me by this stuff like not working.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we have this film coming out and he's like, Ben, I need you to speak. I do real estate investing, flipped a bunch of houses. He's saying, I don't need you to paint another wall, Ben. I need you to paint some souls, brother. Like, I need you over here. And I don't think I was willing to do that.
Yeah. That's tough to do.
Yeah.
Tough to change your path. And I feel like it's really easy to say I'm going to follow God in my life. It's really easy to like have that idea, that fantasy,
Yeah.
until he asks you to do something that you don't want to do. Until he asks you to do something that you don't see an end to, or you don't know how it's going to turn out. But I kind of think of Peter when you're telling your story about Indiana Jones. I think of Peter walking on water. Like Jesus is out there. He's showing him, hey, like you can do it.
Yeah.
And so Peter gets out and he takes one step and he takes a second step and it's working and he's looking at Christ. And it says the moment he like looks around and sees the waves and feels the wind on his face,
Yeah.
then he starts sinking. And I think a lot of times maybe we'll have that initial faith, maybe we'll start walking, but then the moment like something comes up that seems a little easier, seems like a path
Totally.
that'll work, but that's not the path that you've been following, not God's path for you.
Yep.
That's when you start sinking. And then sometimes it takes him reaching all the way down and pulling you back up. But
I
Yeah.
think that same thing, but I think it from a different perspective. Like to me, the winds and the waves wouldn't stir me
Yeah.
if I'm like, oh, this is Jesus. He's like a
Totally.
freaking gangster, man. He's
Yeah.
not falling. And like I'm with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's not the best lifeguard, I don't know who is, right?
Exactly.
I think of like heavier for me would be the people on the shore.
Mm.
And I wonder if Peter was wondering, not so much looking at this, but looking on the shore of people pointing at him.
Mm.
And they weren't in amazement of that he was walking on water. They were in amazement that Peter was walking with the freak, the
Yeah.
homeless dude,
Mm.
the guy who walked around with 12 other like jobless people called his apostles, that had no future.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Like, think about it. They had, from a mankind perspective, they quit their jobs, commercial fishermen or whatever it was. They weren't with their family a lot of the times. Their future was death. For what? There was no written text. It was happening at the time. And if there was written text that talked about some guy, this isn't that guy. So they thought. This guy should be riding in on a freaking chariot, not a donkey. What's going on?
Mm.
And so I think at the end of the day, if we were to put down all the fears of why we don't do stuff, it's other people.
Yeah.
100% other people. All of us will fail all day and be okay with it until we know someone else is watching. All of us will sing in the shower. All of us will dance
So true.
till our knees are tired while no one's watching.
Mm-hmm.
And then the moment eye comes on us, we play small.
Mm-hmm.
We go right behind the bushel that we came from, and we're like, okay, I'm going to be obedient. I'm going to do what you tell me. Okay. That's where we go wrong. And the world is coming. The prophets and apostles are saying this, and they're warning. They're warning us. Men's hearts will fail them. And that's happening
Yeah.
because they're following the ways of men way before they'll follow God's.
I love that. Some wise words. I feel like people that are listening probably struggle with that. Probably struggle with worrying about what the people on the shore think of us.
There's no problem. Every one of you guys are listening.
Yeah.
You struggle with that. Why? Because we struggle with that.
We all do.
We all struggle with
We
that.
all do. When we started our podcast, we were like, we just gotta get to like 1,000 followers so it doesn't look so bad, you know. And then it's like, oh, we gotta get to like 10,000 or whatever it is. But like we were constantly thinking about that.
Sure.
We were worried
What
about
people were seeing.
it. Yeah.
100%.
And it's so interesting how we're wired like that. But what would you say to people who struggle with that? If you could just give them a couple words of advice for people that really care about what other people think.
Oh, man. I think Jesus is like such the perfect example that we don't understand. Like there's layers to who this dude is. And like I am getting a glimpse of it. Like the lady in the street that was caught in adultery, he protected her.
Yeah.
How many of us would kick the sluts or the harlots or the prostitutes? I mean, that's like, if we're not mincing words, that's what we call them today. Right? If we're being real about it,
Yeah.
that's what we call them today. How many of us would be a stone catcher and not a stone thrower to the what people think is the worst of the worst?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like when we understand the token or the saying, the worth of souls, it's so said and given so easily and frequently. The worth of souls is great in the sight of God. Okay, I get it. But then what do we do? So let's push that aside, because that's like easy because it's another person. Oh yeah, I would step in front. She's getting killed. I would step in front. No, it wasn't about her getting killed. It was about you potentially dying if you stood in their way. Why? Because that was against the rules.
Yeah.
So they were trying to catch him to break the rules. And so once we realized that if what we're saying is against the rules and we're still standing up, holy cow, it means you're standing for something.
Yeah.
So let's back that in even deeper. So many of us can't even treat ourselves the same way. We are throwing stones at ourselves every freaking day.
Yeah.
And yet we want to treat the whole world like God's kids.
Yeah.
You can't even handle this kid,
Yeah.
right? We can't even handle this kid.
Yeah.
And yet we're thinking like, oh yeah, I'm going to treat the world like Jesus would treat us. Well, then why don't you like start talking nice to yourself? Why don't you start showing up and like treating your body like you should?
Yeah.
Why don't you put down the negativity and take up this or whatever it is? Like, let's start here. Let's start understanding that we're more than enough. We get to choose us. And then as we do that, man, life comes out a lot different.
Totally.
What do you think like the biggest help was for you? Because we are our worst critic. Like
Yeah, totally.
I relate to that so much in every aspect of my life, always have. But like what are some like tangible things that can help people that are listening to do like daily or weekly?
Yeah, I'll give you a tangible item. So me and my wife, we have a goal to go to the temple, right? 12 times in a year. I think as we set out our goals and our aspirations, it's important for us to also give mercy to ourselves, right? And I know it's hard to hear because I'm a to-doer. I'm a box checker. I like setting my goals out, right?
Yeah.
And I also like to think I'm a high achiever, right? So I hate talking small. What I'm about to say sounds like it's the opposite, but you get to understand that you also can't beat yourself up all the time. I'll give you an example. So instead of me and my wife saying, we're going to go to the temple one time a month, there may be a month I may not even get there.
Yeah.
So we say 12 times. I would be lying to you if I told you that I didn't go to the temple like 3 times in 1 month just to reach the goal, right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't achieve what would have been 1 time a month.
Yeah.
So I think it's important for us to set standards that have some mercy and grace behind that, just like God would. And understand it's not so much about checking the box as opposed to us like just becoming like, it's not us going to the next life and God saying, did you go 12 times?
Yeah.
You actually should have never went the last 6 times, Ben, because it was for the box check.
Yeah.
Because the 7th time or the 5th time you went, Ben, you heard me.
Yeah.
Like, and that was enough.
Mm.
Unfortunately, it took you 5 times, but fortunately, you like kept showing up. And so I think it's like the method behind what is and the process of and the meaning. Like I'm 42 years old, and the older I get, it's more so about like I want to know quicker than ever people's intentions. I
Yeah.
want to know people's intentions pretty dang quick.
Yeah.
Because once I know what their intentions are, I can like move what my intentions are, right? And then vice versa for them on me. And it just helps life maneuver life a little bit easier.
Yeah.
100%. And 40 minutes went by quick. We're just about
Gosh,
out of time.
we could ask you questions all
I
day.
know.
I know.
But I do want to just ask you if you were to just like give people in as few words as possible something that they can hold on to, something that they can believe about themselves. What would you tell everybody listening?
I would say to create their own I am statement and say it every day. It sounds whimsical. It sounds kind of cheesy, but Jesus did it. I can ask anybody listening what Jesus's I am statements are, and you would know almost everyone.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
True.
I am the blank, 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 blank. You could name all of them.
Yeah.
If someone said, what's Bobby's, what's Tommy's, what's Sarah's I am statement? Who freaking knows?
True.
I would write it down. Now, if you don't have one, because I didn't have one, so I stole a guy named Tony Robbins,
Yeah.
right? And I made it mine.
Yeah.
That's what I needed. I needed that.
Mm.
They do that in church. I am a child of God. We all know what that is, right? Because we're taught it. What a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
If they don't know it, or if they don't have one, just go to victorvault.com. VICTORVAULT.com. And it's a free gift from me. I've created my own I am statement that works for me.
Yeah.
And it's called my victory chant. And I just say it all the
Every
time.
day.
All the time, yeah. I say it all the time. When I'm in public, I say it out loud. Like when I speak, it's the last of what I say when I speak, so I share it. And it's a powerful thing. I have it memorized. Yeah.
Cool. Do we get to hear it?
Yeah, do you want to share
for
it?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a list of statements.
Okay.
And everyone means something. And the first thing I say is, now I choose me. Now, if you were to look from the outside, people are like, that guy must be a schmuck. Now I choose me. Why? If you realize in my life why that means something to me is because I used to choose everybody else's version 2.0. I used to choose to be Bobby and Billy and Tommy Shadow. What if Jesus would have chose to be his brother, Lucifer? We wouldn't have the same man that we know today as Jesus, right?
Yeah.
But yet we do that.
Yeah.
But yet we choose to be our brother. No, I choose me. I make a difference. I knew early on in my life that I was born different. And my mom told me to make a difference. I choose me. I make a difference. I fight for light. This is a crazy world of darkness and light. I fight for light. I ignite extraordinary. With no option to live an ordinary life because of Cruzon syndrome, I had the opportunity to ignite like a little stick of dynamite, right? To ignite extraordinary. Next thing I say is, now watch me, because people have said many times, you can't do this, you can't do that. I'm like, you're right, you can't do this. But for me, freaking watch me. Watch me do it. And grab some popcorn while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Now watch me defy the odds. Many people say we can't do stuff. With God's power and help, I'm going to defy every odd. There's a great movie came out by Angel. Angel's doing my film as well. They just did a film called David. Perfect. That David, realize he was just a man. He was a teenager, and he wasn't the one that was supposed to fight Goliath.
Yeah.
But he picked up the 5 stones. Sometimes we just need to pick up the 5 stones and be ready.
Yeah.
Defy the odds. And then I say, I'm a victor. I'm a victor, not a victim. And then I say, I was born to stand out, stand out, stand out, stand out. Once we realize we're born to be different, once we realize that we're not just okay with it, but we realize it's a calling, whether we choose it or not, it's a calling to stand out, be different, and just shine, baby, shine. Then we show up different for ourselves and other people.
100%. Thank you so much. And I think God would say that same thing to everybody listening. He would say that he doesn't want you to be your brother. He doesn't want you to be anybody else. He wants you to be you, and he wants you to fulfill your potential and fulfill your reason for being, because he does have a reason for everybody. So
Can I end
thank
with
you
this?
so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to end with something that we don't talk about.
Okay.
The people that are watching, this is for you guys. Many people hesitate to stand out and hesitate to even take steps forward. And I know this because I did this for a long time, because we feel like the next steps, we may not know if they're the right steps.
Yeah.
Would you agree with me?
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
And so what if God rewards effort? whether it's really bad or really good, knowing, because he knows our hearts, if he knows that our intention is just actually good. Now, if we're going out there killing people, that's for the bad reasons. That's one thing. But isn't it interesting that we can also kill people as a military soldier, and all of a sudden it's a good reason? So there's intention behind it.
Yeah.
And I say that with all due respect for all of our military guys. There's intention and there's a calling behind it that's good and bad. I bring that up for this reason. Why did God recruit Saul? And why was he one of the most iconic men of God? Because what he knew to himself, what he thought was right, he went all in on.
Yeah.
And God saw that in the Book of Mormon. He also saw that in Alma the Younger,
Yeah.
right? He saw that in many people that changed. Sometimes we just need to be Saul. I didn't say Paul. I said Saul.
Yeah.
Because we just need to go guns blazing.
Yeah.
And who are we to think that we're going to thwart the ways of God? God will stop us way before we do that.
Yeah.
We're not that big.
Yeah.
And so we just need to go in imperfectly, like you guys have brilliantly done with the podcast. You just started. And now you guys got it all dialed in. This is awesome, right? But we just get to move forward and be Saul.
Yeah.
Now, from the outside, people are like, that's like antichrist-ish. I'm like, well, then you don't get it. You don't get it. If you're waiting to go perfectly, you'll never freaking go. God will find us along the path. He'll find us amongst the midst of just crappiness. And he'll say, oh, by the way, your name should be Paul now. You're on my team. But the reason why you're my number one recruit is because you go guns blazing.
Yeah.
And I freaking want that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can we be more of a person that he wants to recruit heavily? It's not because we're perfect, and it's not because we're going down the right path. It's because we are willing. When we're willing to say, I'm freaking all in. On the bad stuff, imagine what you can do when we start feeling good.
Yeah.
So true. Yeah.
Like, game over. That's why Paul became the Paul that he became.
Yeah.
Amen. I love that. Thank you so much for coming on. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
And everybody go watch this movie.
Yeah.
This will be coming out next week. So it'll be out by then.
This week.
Go and watch it. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be coming out this week.
We're excited, man. So I'll leave it at this. If you guys are watching, if you're going to go watch the film, go this week. The whole industry judges us on our first weekend.
Okay.
So I didn't know that before the industry. I knew the industry, but they all judge us on our first weekend. So go in guns blazing, and I promise you, you're going to be inspired. So
Cool. We
thanks
can't
for
wait to
letting me
see
come,
it.
guys.
Yeah, we're excited. Okay. Appreciate you.
I'll give him a